Call meeting to order. Approval of minutes from October 14th, 2025. Unless there are any changes or corrections.
Move that they be approved.
I'll second.
Further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
They're approved. No citizens at this time. Property review, current warnings and citations. Got the list in front of us. Are there any changes we need to on the basketball court? Those weeds have been sprayed. Don't know if they've knocked down yet. Have to check and make sure they have been sprayed. So that should be resolved. I know the fellow that sprayed and put some pretty good stuff on it.
Oh, okay, good. Drop by there.
Or take the weed eater. I thought it wasn't snowing. I just throw my weed eater in the car and go down and knock them down real quick. I'm not gonna do that in this snow. Really no change on anything, is there, Tim?
You have to ask him.
Okay.
I do know 47 Williams, that's way down at the bottom, that's been resolved. It can be removed. She
All right.
moved it during heavy trash day.
Good. Progress.
Yep. Probably should talk about Mary Miller. He's probably going to have to be in here for that since he drives around during the day.
405 Railroad.
Yes. We put a hold on her fines because she was making improvement. I haven't looked lately to see.
I haven't seen a whole lot of change when I drive by. Have you noticed much, Jim?
Mm-hmm.
Probably ought to make contact and see if she has any updates. This morning just threw a blinker into everything for everybody. But it's supposed to warm up by the end of the week, so.
So just keep her citations on hold for right now.
Yeah, I think so.
405 Railroad, are you seeing any improvement? That's the one we're talking about right now.
Whose house is that?
There it is.
Some more than a couple of the other ones, so.
Okay, let's just start at the top. 120 South Main.
Haven't seen any improvement.
Said no improvement?
No, the last time I looked, they still had all the junk piled behind the house again.
When was the last time we sent them a?
Just before the cleanup day. We can go down and take a look at it again, but if not, we probably need to.
Take a look, and if you think that there's nothing there, then let's go ahead and send a citation. I'll leave that decision on yours, and whatever you think needs, go ahead and do a citation if needed. Okay with everybody else?
Mm-hmm.
Continuing railroad ties on 355 South Main.
They're still there. Yeah, it's a more of a street issue than a nuisance issue. They,
That's something that council, I think, is gonna have to act on.
yeah. I think she was, I think, Stan talked to her about it. I don't know what the outcome of that was,
Okay.
but he was encouraging her to move them back onto her property. I mean, they stick out 3 or 4 foot beyond the stop sign.
Yeah, and I think council's gonna need to make a decision about possibly making that a one-way street to the east. Some other options. We're not gonna get some issues there with the street. Because that right of way is such that it's not conducive to a good traffic flow. 400 North Main, our favorite.
I don't think he's done anything.
There's been, from what I understand, there's been no contact at all, one way or the other. We did send a certified letter, correct? It was accepted.
I don't think I got anything back on that.
Card or anything back on it, we don't know if it was accepted.
Nope.
Let's send another up-to-date letter certified. And with a note in that letter that you must contact us with intent, or all legal action is going to be taken. I don't know what else to do about it. What
Yeah,
the idea is.
I think the last letter that went to him didn't have in there that the fines were starting or that they
Oh, he's been
continued.
invoiced.
Yeah.
So he's actually been invoiced, so.
And there's been no follow-up, so stating there's been no follow-up. And list possible legal actions, property liens, some other stuff.
Yeah, I did see his vehicles moved the other day. I hadn't seen him though for about a month. That didn't seem like he'd been around, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think we have to do the property names,
Yeah.
so it takes, because might as well get them in. It might not do any good, but it might, you can't transfer the property without clearing them up, so.
You know, I don't know if I don't know the condition of that building, if that should be, if Mark Wynn needs to take a look at that. I'm not sure if a couple of the bricks are missing or they're just painted dark color and it looks like they're missing, but I noticed that this weekend on the front of the building.
Broken windows.
No, the actual block, I don't know. You know, it's a green front and there's 2 big black holes up in the top, so I don't know if that block's missing or what.
Let's get some new pictures too. 525 South Main is done.
We're not messing with the large metal container on this property anymore.
I'm not, right now, no. That part of it can still remain active, but how we're going to approach that one. Because there's other ones in town that need to be removed too, so when we.
Because he's got the one down there, he's got one behind the house over here on Shackley Street. There's one of those boxes on Railroad Street.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to do them all, I think we'll just do all them in mass. The bad thing about it is they've been there for so long. They were there before the new nuisance ordinance was written. Maybe I'll check with Nick and see because they were there, how it ended, something been there before the new nuisance was brought into effect. That probably won't happen until next week because he's going to be busy all this week with family arrangements and things, so I don't want to bother him with that. Yeah.
115 Lincoln.
Yeah. I sent pictures to Mark a while back. I have not heard anything back from him. I will bug him again.
Those fines are on both those properties, is that?
They're adjacent to each other. They're two separate properties, but they're adjacent to each other.
For one property faces 27, the other property is directly behind it that faces
I'm pretty sure still.
Yeah,
Lincoln Street.
it's actually to the west of the house yet.
Yeah, he's not getting separate fines on each parcel, right? Or is
No.
he just one?
We haven't started finding him for anything on Lincoln Street at all. It's just been the one that's on Main.
225 mil. Continue on that.
I mean, a lot of the majority of the just clutter has been cleaned up. He's got 2 or 3, he's got an old trailer, an old boat, his portable restaurant thing. None of them are plated. So he's got vehicles that float in and out of there.
The next time he brings his food truck up to the street, how'd you get it here illegally?
Well, there was a conversation had about that. I know one time he was trying to sell the RV, it was up for sale, but then nobody bought it. I'm not sure that boat looks like it's,
I'm gonna fix that.
if it wouldn't make it through the water.
Keep watching.
Yeah.
330 mil. 300 mil, excuse me.
He's got his first citation invoice. I'm getting ready to do the next round of invoices for the month. I was waiting till after this meeting, so he's going to be doing another one with added to what's already been sent. Same thing with Mr. Sutton.
Thing is, suggested that he's not going to sign for any certified letters, so I'll have to deliver it personally.
Let you know when it's done.
Now, we're going to hear some feedback about, we have a deal. Well, yeah, but there has not been compliance or any kind of, keep getting the dates pushed back.
Well, the neighbors complain about the amount of rats that come out of there. I mean, they've got the co-op property where they can feed, then they've got his properties where they can live and
Yeah.
hide out, and the rodent population,
And I've
I
noticed,
mean, they're like on a 5-star resort down there.
I've noticed that there has been a lot of cleanup at the co-op. Since it's sold.
Right.
I had a citizen come in a couple weeks ago asking me what the town was going to do with the junkyard on Mill Street. They were referring to this property. So, and it's somebody that doesn't even live here. Used to live here years ago, but comes through here, is, an original resident, whatever. And not only about that property, also asked about the property on 27 in Lincoln that we've been talking about as well.
When you send that invoice, have a letter in there. Granted, we have a deal. Keep pushing them dates back. This is no longer acceptable.
Well, that was the issue with the 2 properties down here, is that we're gonna get that cleaned up, you know, when construction weather slows down, we're gonna bring the equipment home and we're gonna get it all taken care of, and
I don't care if he gets upset about it or not, beyond that. Get upset as much as he wants.
And at the end of the day, our responsibility is to be fair and to treat everybody the same in town. We are no different than anybody else in town. If we're violating, we should be called on the carpet. He's no different.
Yep, and it's in too many excuses. He needs to renegotiate his deal. 205 Railroad. That's on my list for new stuff.
yeah, that house and then that property behind it, we talked about, you know,
And then there's cars and everything back there, and I just informed the one adjacent property owner that's filed a complaint about the cars. I told him, actually, they're on his property, doesn't matter who they belong to, he can go.
yeah. Yeah, if they can show that they're on his property, then he can do whatever he wants with them.
I informed him of that, so hopefully some of them will go away. I know he has contacted the property owner personally last week about the cars, but as of this morning, I asked him this morning, there has been no response.
Well, I think the quality of that house, I don't think even if it was bought, that it's in the state where it could be remodeled and lived in. I think it's probably, my guess would be deteriorated so poorly, it just needs,
The adjoining property owner would love to buy that piece of property. I'm talking to the owner about doing that, because that'll give them more access to their business.
Sure. Great.
I'm kind of waiting to see. Letting this citizen kind of take the lead on it. If we don't see any response of any kind by next month, then we can probe deeper into it. 330 Railroad.
All the junk vehicles were removed the last time it's just the work vans that float in and out of there, but everything that I could see was plated and moves on a regular basis.
I would like to see all them vehicles he parks on the R1 property moved over to the commercial lot. We'll have to talk to him. That's going to take a personal one-on-one type of thing. Talk to him and see if that could happen.
Doing a lot across the street.
No, the corner lot.
The corner lot.
Yeah, the old Newdor lot. He owns that, and that's his own commercial. Where a lot of the other vans are parked on Pyle Street
Pyle Street.
is R1.
Yeah.
And while there's no specific ordinance that says you can, as long as they're insured, operable, and everything else, you can have as many vehicles parked on your property as you want. That might take something that we want to rewrite the ordinance where only so many vehicles can be parked in your residence. Where am I at?
405.
405, we talked about that one. Get a hold of her and see what her she intends.
Like I said, they've been working on and off out there. I don't know that they have the means to do a large scale project quickly, but
But a lot of
it looks better. It looks better than what it has, and as long as I've been here,
Let's just continue to,
we'll just roll with it.
and talk to her and see what her latest status and intent is. 425 Railroad.
She has moved with no forwarding address. My deputy clerk has also been trying to reach her for utility things, and she's not telling us where she's living. I don't know if anything's been approved on it.
And there's been no activity around the house. I haven't seen anybody in or out of there. That's going to be another one of those houses that is either somebody needs to step up real quick and take care of it, or it's just going to fall in total disrepair. I know when I was in there some time back, it was pretty sad.
Is that the one that has the camper in the driveway?
Yep. Yeah. There was some interaction with law enforcement down there, and then she flew the coop.
She she own that house or is she buying on contract?
Just
We're not sure, it still goes back to the original owner, which was Mr. Martin, is who it's still deeded back to. And then it devolved to his son, and I've not seen him around.
What does the tax bill show on that?
It's still deeded to Harry.
Let's contact the current listed owner and see what they know about it.
Well, he's dead.
I looked at the one with the son.
So Josh, yeah, we'll see if we can get a hold of him. Like I said, I have no idea. He just disappeared. He was hooked up with some gal from like Virginia or someplace, and then all of a sudden, poof, they were gone. So I don't know if he's down yonder or where he's at, but we'll see what we can do.
Find out, let's look at the tax bill and see what the status is on the tax bill. Might gather a little information from there as far as trying to make contact. If they're not in compliance with their taxes, that'll come up for sheriff's sale soon. Well, if you can buy it for pennies on the dollar,
Fill the basement in.
You want to check first a second, do you want to check the website to see who it's actually listed to?
Adams County, Indiana, GIS.
Let's see. Nope, it's deeded to Josh Martin now. It's finally switched. It's got him with that street address. Like I said, it shows Josh as the owner, but it just lists it doesn't even have the address right, but
Yeah, let's do some research on property ownership and see if we can make contact with the deeded owner. Okay.
435 Railroad.
435.
there's been nothing done there. They're living in, I was told that they're living in Fort Wayne right now.
And I understand too, the discussion with the utilities clerk that water was turned on and all of a sudden they have massive water usage and somebody shut it off. There's still a leak in that house somewhere. And
Interesting.
I don't, and from the conversation I gather that the guys did not our guys did not shut the water off, somebody did. So there's still a massive water leak in that house.
That one inside is in worse condition.
Yeah.
What are like conditions?
That's
The
gonna,
last time I was in there.
I'm thinking we need to check into doing condemnation.
Yeah, that's kind of been what we talked about off and on with this property. Ages ago.
I mean, he's got the garages back there falling down already, but the house
Yeah.
is probably not very far behind it. But I would talk to some of his distant family, and I was told that he was living in the Fort Wayne area someplace.
I wonder how they are if that house A was paid off. B, if he's behind on taxes, if that one would go up for sheriff's sale too, somebody could buy
And that's another one.
The yard I know the last time we were back there on a medical run, the yard conditions, like just the lack of yard, it was just piles. So again, we get into that public safety or public health risk where, you know, the attraction of the rodent population and the
Board of Health would have to be involved if we get into the condemnation process, correct?
Markman would be a good bridge for that if he, you know, because of the garage that's on that property is falling in.
Yeah.
How does that work? If we have a house like this, for example, where we're thinking to condemn it and the Board of Health comes in, can they just make entry and look at it? Or do they how does that work?
I think they have to get a warrant.
Is that how that works? Do you have any idea?
To go inside, I think, to go inside, they need a warrant.
Just wondering.
That'd be a Nick and Mark place.
Kevin Sutton's brother did it.
I'll call Mark. And I'll look at I'll take a look at the unsafe building ordinance and see. That says, I know there's stuff in there about it. But I think that's what we're gonna end up having, is actually. I know the family has kind of washed their hands of it. What I understand.
Mm-hmm.
The last conversation with them, one of the members, that's kind of what they said.
Yeah. There were some, from my understanding, some internal family issues that were going on that they were kind of stepping away.
Who's his dad?
Earl's brother.
Was Earl's brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we at here?
315 high.
315 high.
I think they've done a lot of cleanup down there, and
Continue to
we'll
monitor.
just keep an eye on it.
Our buddy 400 High Street.
Ready to do this month's invoice for him, and it's just going up and up and up. No contact, no payment. We're being completely.
They were hauling some of the totes out of there, the intermediate bulk containers. I seen them, they had a trailer with 4 or 5 of them on it the other day. He was pulling out of there, so. I don't know if he's still in the process of moving to wherever it is that he was moving his work site to. But it's still not, I mean, there's still a huge semi-trailer sitting back there that who knows what's in it.
You know, old bucket lift that sits out in the front there.
Yep.
I don't know if that runs or not. Showing that he's moving some stuff.
It's still not,
Still finding, still keep the fines.
I just keep rolling with it. And
Keep
Yeah.
rolling with it. And we're
If
gonna
you-
end up with one way or another before it's over.
Taylor's gotta get out of there.
But the trailer's the big item. I hope that.
Because moving it wouldn't be a big issue, but we just don't know how much stuff is packed
Well, not only that.
into it.
Will it roll?
Big set of dollies, they can drag it down the road.
You can't get a tractor under it without jacking it up because the landing gear is sunk into the ground. The wheels have sunk into the ground. And them air brakes don't like sitting still like that for a long time because then they rust out.
You know, one of the heavy wrecker services would come in and move it for us, but, you know, the expense that they're gonna incur, and he's just gonna probably, at that point, wash his hands, so it's gonna be a significant loss to them.
And a cost to us
Yeah.
that he should be paying for.
Nope.
Now let's keep the invoices going.
Oh, what's it, I mean, is that something that, because of that, a lien could go against the property? At least to be able to recoup some of it, or?
Yeah, that we'd have to file a lien in that.
Yeah, I would get a
For
lien.
the
I mean, if he would vacate and just walk away from the property and the town took control of it, that'd be a nice utility building.
Take care of some of our winter storage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of having to replace the tent.
So we would need to probably just, like, with him, Sutton, and Mill Street, that are all getting invoices right now, and they're not paying them, we might need to, because Nick's gonna charge us for that. We'll have to pay the filing or the reporting fee or whatever. He'll have to charge us for that
Yeah.
to do it. And I can't remember how much it was when we did it for Lincoln
It was
Street.
like $65 or
It won't be much.
whatever.
Yeah, I
Plus his fees.
I put liens on Sutton and Joe. Yeah. It didn't cost much, and it could possibly get some money back.
That's probably something we should vote on, if that's what we want to do, since we're going to be spending money just to cover ourselves would be my suggestion.
We have a motion?
I have a motion. File a lien against this, you Sutton's, both properties, and just until all fines are paid.
What about Mill? Because they're another one that's getting invoiced. The junkyard. I'm trying not to say names.
Big three properties.
Which one's the middle?
300 Mill Street.
Actually, Mill Street, there's two partials down there that's split.
And that's Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
So we want to do the liens now, or do we want to send them just to be nice and give them the benefit of being able to do something if we don't see significant compliance, or they come with a plan by next nuisance meeting that we'll be filing a lien against their properties?
That'll give us time to work with Dave.
Okay. So what's the actual motion?
We file liens against
Those three.
those three properties,
If-
and as well as.
If they fail to reply for the next nuisance.
So we'll file in December if they fail to contact or come to the nuisance meeting on December
Or
9th.
become compliant.
Okay.
For a second to that?
Yep.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay.
We're down to 320 East Shackley.
320 East Shackley, yeah.
So we've been watching the property. It's kind of like the ocean. It just comes in and out in waves. I know that that house is currently listed. They're trying to sell it so they can move back out to the country. So they had the chickens down there. They got rid of the chickens.
Like immediately, they did.
Yeah,
you know,
so-
send it.
I mean, everything so far that we've dealt with and we've asked for, they've taken care of. Like I said, they're just trying to get that sold so they can get out of town. And I know they come in a while back and said they were doing some remodeling or would have some stuff out in the yard and ask for some leniency, saying, hey, we're doing this, we gotta move this stuff out, and then they got rid of it. So I don't think they're just maliciously leaving stuff lay out there just to do that. I think it's,
What about that truck that's on the alley there on the one side of the garage?
yeah, it's been there and gone a couple different times. I don't know if he's trailered it someplace or had it in the garage for a while or whatever, but it was gone for a while. But like I said, I don't know where they're at in selling the house. But I know that's their ultimate goal, is for that house to be sold, and they want to move out to the country so they can, he likes wrenching on vehicles and doing stuff like that. So we can keep an eye on it, we can talk to them.
Let's talk to them and see what their latest status is. .400 East Shackley and 435 East Shackley, same owner.
I haven't heard any updates on his health.
I know he's in hospice.
Yeah, as I said, last time, I know the family came in and talked to somebody in the clerk's office, didn't they? And said that he was going to be in the hospital for an extended period of time. I know they've done some mowing and so forth, but it's, again, I'm not sure that the house at 400 wouldn't need to be looked at by Mark Wynn. It's in poor shape. The outside of the house is being taken over by mold and just overgrowth and just falling apart. Again, I'm not sure that house is inhabitable. From what a couple people have talked about that lived there quite some time ago, said it was in bad shape then, but it's not been occupied since I've been here, and I think it's just the conditions going down.
Was he in the military at all, do you know?
Yep, U.S. Navy.
Aren't there groups out, because I'm obviously not a veteran, and I know I've got two of you say, are there groups out there that could assist, since he is in hospice, he is a military veteran, to assist in maybe at least, not the house specifically, since that could possibly be condemned, but the other part, assist in maybe just getting it cleaned up for him? I don't know how that works. But he's clearly not going to do anything if he's in hospice, and that's not a priority, and that's understandably so.
I think the family might want to contact the Veteran Service Office, either in Decatur or in Portland, and see if there is something done through the VA. I don't know if we can contact.
I think I'll just send a letter to the address and put to the family of that person, and just do a very just letter, hey, we understand your situation. Here's our suggestion to reach out to, maybe even look up the phone numbers for them. Please call them to see if there's something somewhere where they can help you with these properties. Because I know that there's stuff out there for veterans. And
And I don't know, 435 isn't in bad shape. I mean, it got mowed and that took care of it. I know some of the stuff down there, do what?
And there like a bunch of stuff on there.
Well, there were some like pallets and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pallet fence, but that got taken down. I know that there was some stuff outside, but I know the family was cleaning, so that stuff all disappeared again. So again, I think that's kind of a working process between the apartment building or whatever he's living in here, the garage behind there. And then there's that old truck, so I don't know if
I mean, if that works, like I kind of said at the last meeting, sometimes I feel like if we just have conversations with some folks rather than just constantly sending letters like we've talked about today, it might go a little bit further. Because I know when you get to the point when you're so overwhelmed, you just don't do anything because you're just so overwhelmed, and maybe some of these folks are to that point and they just don't know what to do and they just throw their hands up. I don't know. That's just my thought process.
Yeah, let's try that. Come up with.
I just, that situation is a little bit unique and compared to some of these other ones that are just blatantly non-compliant.
720 East Shackley.
I think we went down past there and they had a bunch of the stuff picked up. There was a little bit of stuff behind the house, but the majority of it was gone. It looked pretty decent compared to what it had been.
Continue to monitor. Yep. 470 Williams.
That's taken care of.
Moved. They actually took advantage of heavy trash day and got rid of it.
So we can take that one off the list.
Mm-hmm.
And then the basketball court, it's been sprayed. I don't know if they've been knocked down here, but I know they've been sprayed.
After today, probably there's not much going to be living that's tall anywhere.
Very true.
Okay.
There is a junk vehicle, or I don't know what it is. It had moved. It doesn't look like it's plated. It's like let me think which side it's on. 205 Mill Street. On this side of Doug's house. It faces the alley. That may be something we just need to chat with them and figure out what they're planning on doing with that.
What was the address?
It's either 205 or 215. I don't know which. I was driving around looking at properties the other day. I've seen it, been keeping an eye on it. It's not moved, and then I went down the alley and it's not plated or anything. So I'm just, maybe add it to the list to keep an eye on. It's 205 Mill. It's a rental house.
You know who's the owner, property owner?
Russell.
Okay. Probably contact Tammy on that one. She's kind of more or less doing everything for that now.
Contact who?
Tammy,
She's a business manager.
kind of, yeah, Tammy
Tammy who?
Hogan. And ask her if she knows anything about it and anything she can do to help get rid of it. Any other new complaint? Oh, talk a little bit about 455 East Line. There's been a formal complaint filed about the unsafe building on the outside, bricks falling. I've taken pictures. I'll get Tina those pictures this morning. I'll also start talking to Mark about that one.
Which was that for?
Karen Sheriff.
Oh, on this side. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Who owns that? Is that?
Randy Free, or Richard Free, excuse me.
Okay.
And then that lean-to shed in the
I know on the back.
The roof is falling in on that, and so there needs to be some work done there, so. I know a friend of mine has been talking to him a little bit, trying to get it cleaned up. When I talked to the person that brought it to our attention, that's a common building with the old theater.
Mm-hmm.
Shared stairway and everything, and if that east section starts to go, it's going to spread. One of the pictures I took, you can see separation of the corner where the supports that steel beam. There's a couple of bricks missing under that steel beam. Not in good shape. And that's one that's going to cost some money. I'll continue talking with my contact on that. See what we can get done. In the meantime, get the complaint started on it.
Where does he live? Does he live around still fairly close?
Yeah, I think so.
So we want to send him a warning letter?
An information, yes.
Yeah.
Like an informational warning
Yeah,
letter?
yeah.
Okay.
Does he still live out east of town?
I think he does. I think he
Yeah.
does.
Mabel Armstrong, a little farm. We used to.
We have any other new properties to review?
None's been brought to my attention.
Any other business?
I think we're just, we're getting into that time of the year where it's gonna be harder to get outside and work and do things, so, I'm not sure that some of this stuff won't maybe slow down a little bit until we get back up into spring, but hopefully we can get the date set for Big Trash Day in the spring and try to target some of these properties and give them some guidance and assistance to.
I've got a couple of dates I'm gonna offer to council as ideas since the heavy trash or the dumpsters are now included in our contract starting in 2026 for twice a year. I've got a couple of dates in May, a date in May and a date in October. Maybe we can schedule and reschedule our council meetings and the holidays, et cetera. That way we can just get it out and people just know way far ahead of time.
Yes, I know council hasn't set meeting dates yet for next year.
I've got them ready to go for the December meeting.
Okay.
We've got enough to do tonight, I think, with other stuff.
Any other committee comments?
Did the council discuss Le Mans? It said in here, discussion required.
No, they haven't.
They haven't.
No. Next meeting, Tuesday, December 9th, 10 p.m. Does that work for everybody?
10 a.m. would work.
That's good to me.
If there's no further business to come before the board, we are adjourned.